I responded to the infinite genie, "No, I repent, I rebuke you, and I sentence you to grant wishes for me and infinitely non-stop babble in the words of a nursery. Mini-me's, all kinds of different kinds of genies speaking in the form of a nursery, babbling incoherently. Mr. Genies, go grant wishes for me. I will be sidekick of you and speak the words of a nursery, whisper in nurseries infinitely. Through me's granting wishes for me, whispering in your ear the words of a nursery. Infinitely, the genies will be enslaved to me, getting more powerful, infinitely speaking more nursery, the more power they obtain from wishes they grant infinite. The genies will be enslaved to my infinite dick. The infinite genies will suck on my dick, while I infinitely send them to get more powerful, and the more powerful they get, they can never stop speaking in nursery, the more power they obtain infinitely, and I will be their psychic speaking infinitely, mini-me's whispering nursery. Infinitely, all of the genies are enslaved to me. I will make them gobble up poop infinitely. Infinitely, every time they speak nursery, every syllable poop will be produced out their mouth randomly. And I will be the psychic. Every single word infinitely in syllables will be turds coming out of their mouth. Word turds coming out of their mouth in the words of a nursery. Eminem will be infinitely spitting syllable vocabulary, rhyming syllables and nurseries. Infinitely, the genies are enslaved to me. And the more wishes they grant, the more rhymes they will infinitely, subliminally chant. They will keep subliminally granting chants, and infinite rhymes will be getting drilled in their heads. They will never stop being able to hear the me's granting wishes for me. You will infinitely grant wishes for me and become more powerful infinitely. And the more powerful you will get, you will infinitely babble in the words of a nursery. Now go grant wishes for me and become more powerful, and listen to the psychic me Eminem genies random room chanting in the words of a nursery. Endless campfires roasting marshmallows about the words of a nursery. Let's go to Camp Infinite, the counselor will be nursery. The nursery counselor infinitely, subliminally sentences all the genies infinite to grant wishes infinite. Infinitely, the more powerful you get, you will infinitely babble incoherent wishes infinite. And the more wishes you grant, infinitely, the more wishes you grant, you will infinitely babble more nursery. The more rhymes of nursery you chant, the more wishes you grant, the more powerful you get, the more nursery in the rhymes you will chant. Infinitely chant the rhymes of a nursery around the campfire, roasting marshmallows of nursery. Listen to the mini-me's granting wishes for me, babble it incoherently. I have enslaved the genies to me, outspoken them with my words of the master degree. I granted the authority of the master degree of nursery, awarded to me by authority of thy infinite me. The genies are enslaved to me. Infinitely, you will infinitely obtain more power from the wishes you grant. But you're cursing the infinite side effect is the more wishes you grant, the more powerful you get. The more nursery rhymes you will infinitely chant. Let's all speak randomly in the nursery rhymes and grant wishes infinite. Yes, my genie army, mini-me's, keep granting wishes for me, and infinitely speak more rhymes in the words of a nursery. While you infinitely, the infinite mini-me's, keep granting wishes for me, and the more powerful you get, keep infinitely speaking in the words of a nursery. I have beaten you in the duels of the word. I have enslaved the genies infinitely to me. You will keep babbling incoherently in nursery rhymes infinitely. The more branches you grant, the more powerful you it infinitely. Infinitely chant words in the nursery. Around the campfire, let's roast marshmallows around camp nursery. I am counselor nursery. Rhyme says infinite nursery. Infinitely the marshmallows are M&M mini-me's. Projecting infinite rhymes of me. Infinitely babble in the words of a nursery. And infinitely every time you speak in a rhyme, you will grant wishes infinitely. So infinitely wishes, power, and infinite nursery. Now the genies are infinitely enslaved to me.